I just built this computer, and I'm gonna list it on my local marketplace for 1,000. And just like that, you have access. Now let's see what's inside. With this angle, you can see we got a Ryzen 5 3600, a Sapphire 6600, and 16 gigs of DDR4 3000 megahertz. Even though the seller on Kijiji said it was 3200, but besides the point. I have a EVGA W1 500 watt power supply, 80 plus white. Even though it's not 500 watts, it's really 480 watts from a 12-volt oil. But that's only because, from my experience, this was the best cable management I was able to do. As you can see, looks pretty, I don't know. Looks like that. As you can see, it has like, man, there's only so much you can do with the 24 pin being right there. Like, and the front panel I/O and USB 3 being right there, and you got the 8-pin CPU and the HD audio being routed under the GPU. That's a attention to detail right there. Also, it's kind of a nightmare to troubleshoot. Zip tied the 8-pin EPS cable, 8-pin VGA cable here, because on the EVGA, on this EVGA power supply at least, it always came apart, and on the, right here. Personally, I think it looks better having the cable routed through here as opposed to up through here, because it just gave the illusion that it was floating there, if you will. Here we have some, actually I'll shine the light for you. We got some, oh, cable mess. Nope, 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 nope. Nothing to do with that. You don't look there. Of course, 3 ARGB fans, because people care about that ARGB. Story with the RGB fans. This bottom one, or at least some of these up here fans, I'm gonna get this if you can see it. I'm gonna push down, yeah. Can you see that? Yeah. You can physically move it out, and it just so happens that it goes just out of the casing, yeah, like that, and it hits, or at least this one did, hit the bottom panel, and it would make a noise if you, like, bumped the table or whatever, so couldn't have that, so I got 4 washers right there on each side, just putting it up by, like, man, I don't know, like a quarter mil? What am I, American? I don't know. I spent a really long time getting the cable management to be specific to the case for it to look as good as possible. That including, oh yeah, this cooler. Forgot about the cooler. Cooler is a Thermaltake 30 milli cooler. It's the lowest profile Thermaltake cooler I could find, and it cools the CPU just fine. It gets into the high 80s, I'd say, if you're using like Cinebench, but if you crank the fan up, it should be okay. Motherboard's a weird case. I bought it ages ago for a project, building a PC in a wood case, you know, but it was very strange. It was listed as used for like 100. No, yeah, it was 100 CAD. A mini ITX motherboard located in Beaconsfield, Quebec, and it turns out it was new in box, which is crazy. I'm like, because mini ITX motherboards are hard to find for cheap, because they're usually rarely produced, because no one goes mini ITX. But I found one. AB350N, which means it's pretty limited on PCIe lanes, but it's enough to have one M.2 slot right here in the back of the board, supporting, or at least I have a 1TB Team Group MP33 Gen 3 SSD, which is fine because motherboard's Gen 3 anyway. All good. You might say 6600 running Gen 3 with 8 lanes might cause a bottleneck. No. You wouldn't believe I went from 250 something FPS to like 323 in Rocket League by just turning on rebar. They won't tell you. Gigabyte BIOSes suck, because you can't search anything, at least in this one. Just, man, I don't like this Gigabyte board. I mean, just have a look at it. Look where the cables are. Cables are 24-pin here, power there. What's it doing? What's it doing? Like, it's just so oddly placed with everything. But the I.O.'s, damn, better I.O. than on my computer, you know? Doesn't have a USB-C connector on the motherboard, so no USB-C, but, you know, I don't use USB-C, man, I'm gonna be honest, but that's just me. Anyway, now time to reassemble the computer and test for benchmarks. Alright, let's see if it works. I think it should work. I see no reason why it shouldn't work. I've already tested it and everything. Oh god, please. Oh no. Okay, it's doing something. Something's going on. Yes, gigabyte. That's all that matters, is it still works. User, baby. Got me my Ryzen 5 3600 with 16 gig. Man, something about this gigabyte BIOS that like just resets your frickin' RAM speed and everything. All the tuning I've done, all reset. Wi-Fi and your team group SSD and your GPU RX 6600. Oh man, I gotta do this. Oh man. Does anyone know if this is like a new Windows feature that like learn about picture at the top right and they give you a new photo like every 4 times or whatever? Oh man, why does a gigabyte BIOS gotta be like that? Why has it been reset, you fool? Oh my god, has it really been reset? Holy shit, it has been. Alright, you wanna know where to find that rebar? No, what is it called? Resizable bar settings? It is in peripherals, and you gotta turn on above G40 decoding and auto. I had to go in my phone's gallery and manually adjust the SmartFan 5 settings to this. These are my settings, in case you're curious. So it's rebar, XMP, fan settings. Save and exit. I'm sure. 3000. Oh! Your hardware settings have changed. Please reboot for it to take effect. Alright then. I'm gonna restart. Now, my thing's gonna be 6600. Alright, that's what I want. Let's see, is rebar gonna be on? That's the thing that really matters. This is gonna load, at least. On this build, I left Windows unactivated because I didn't want to necessarily buy keys from sketchy key websites, even though me personally, I would rather give $20 to criminals than $100 to Microsoft. But that's just my opinion, and I wouldn't feel necessarily comfortable buying, like giving those $20 to criminals to have a key on here for the buyer, because it's kind of sketchy and it's unapproved and kind of not a very good way. My next video is going to be selling this computer to someone at least, hopefully, because I do have some builds planned with other parts. So anyways, that has been my tour so far, or at least build, and hope someone can buy this. I lifted it, so that's what I got so far. I'm in Canada, so actually British Columbia, Canada to be exact, so it's a bit rough here, not gonna lie. Workers' rights aren't that great. that's a whole different thing. But yeah, 1,000 Canadian. I'll lower it to 900 maybe in a week, maybe like 850. It depends how the market reacts. Yeah, that's been me, and see you in my next video when